Hello, hello, I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking over Ditto, and I just want to say, whoever it was that decided Ditto was going to be the name for this Pokemon is like the smartest person ever, and I love them because we could have had some really boring shit like Morpho or whatever, and instead we got something really, really cool and really, really creative, and I like whoever decided to name Ditto that. Thank you. That actually almost looks like the Ditto evolution from the Johto Space World thing, just because the way that little horn goes. It's not meant to be, but it looks kind of like it. Anyway, Replica I'm okay with, actually. And I think I'm interested in the idea of nicknames for this Pokemon, mostly because it's just going to be a whole bunch of words that they could have used instead of Ditto. So I'm kind of curious to see how this pans out. Replica I like. Imposter or Mimic, I don't care for either one of those. Imposter's like, that's okay. Mimic just feels very basic as like something you would find at any sort of generic RPG. Oh, that's a mimic, and that's it. So it just feels uninspired. As to where Imposter's like halfway decent. Replica's the best of them. Morph, don't care. Blue. See, like I was waiting to see if it was going to be called Blue because of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but it's just Blue. Evil Twin and Mirror are okay. They're all... I'm not going to say they're all okay. The Mirror, Evil Twin, and Replica, they're all okay. Imposter is okay too. Not really too much to say. Like, they all work. It makes sense. I've never looked up Ditto names before, so I have no sort of like anger or annoyance towards anything, but that might change by the time this episode's done. You know, rather than Transcan, I honestly think it'd be much funnier if you just named Ditto Xerox. Because, like, that's kind of what, like, my brain went to when I saw scan. I was like, oh, like a scanner. And just the idea of naming Ditto Xerox is funny to me, because I'm an idiot. But that's about it. Control C makes sense. Not really too much to say. We're basically going to be spelling out what Ditto is a lot today, it seems like. Mystique is an okay, interesting option. I think it works best for Shiny Ditto, because blue, but in general I think Mystique that's an alright choice, and it's actually named after another transforming character, so I'm okay with that. I actually think that one's pretty decent. Alright, so I've already seen this like a few times. Gigolo, Casanova, and then Aphrodite, and then Gets Around. We get it, we all just use Ditto for breeding, and that's fair. But as far as a nickname suggestion, I don't think it's the best. I'm pretty sure I even remember my brother joking around calling it Quagmire because ha 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 sex. It's just not interesting to me. I don't think it's particularly funny. I think rather than Sir Kibble, if you wanted to do Tack, just because Kirby enemy, that's the one with the copy ability. The worst ability, next to sleep. There's a list, there's lots of lists on the internet about worst copy abilities, and they're mostly all just the same. But Tack could work, I guess. Do I think it's the best idea? It's okay. Flubber, I think that one's probably gonna be one we're gonna see a fair bit, just because goofy. And I know I have Flubber written down, and I don't remember if it was because of this or if it was because of someone else. But that's basically what I'm expecting. Do I really care? Not overly. It's okay, at best. Hey, someone came up with Xerox. Copycat, it follows the same line. Not really too much to say. We understand what it does. It works. I think this person misunderstood the name. It's Duplica, with a D, as in duplicate. Yes, that's the Ditto trainer from the anime, and her trusted Mini-Dit. I think Likewise is probably the best idea for, like, a Ditto name that would, like, if I was in the boardroom and they were deciding what to name it, Likewise would probably be a good second place, because I actually enjoy that. That's really good, and that's in the very same vein of naming it Ditto. Ditto's just I'm gonna say easier, better, less letters. So I think it's better for that. But I enjoy Likewise. That's a really, really good one. Okay, we've reached the bottom. That's not anything. Unless your Ditto has a nickname, but that's just a glitch and has nothing to do with it. But we clicked on everything else. Don't name it Dildo. That's not good. And I think we had a really strong start, and then everything else I clicked on was basically worthless. So let's check the spreadsheet. They're all bad. Like, it's really weird. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. But I think, yeah, I wanted to show this. Morpho is its beta name. So when I was saying, like, I'm very glad they went with Ditto, just know that we could have said Go Morpho. We really lucked out having someone with a brain named Ditto, thank God. But I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think actually the Tumblr and just Pokemon.net were like the only good things. They were the highlights. There was nothing else was any good, honestly. If you look through anything but those two, you're going to see things like Blob and Flubber and Goop and stuff like that, and it's just, there's nothing interesting. As to where the rest of it is like things about copying and duplication and stuff like that. I'm surprised thinking about no one said clone. But, like, you know, things that actually made sense. So, yeah, as far as other ones, well, here. Yeah, we're going to go over the ones I like best, because some of these are going to be mixed in. I think Mystique is good. That was one we talked about in the episode. Tack is decent. Likewise, I really, really think is good. And then 3 others that I had written down were Wannabe, which kind of focuses on the same wavelength as, you know, Replica, Ditto, Likewise, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. I just figured it was worth enough to at least write down. And then Dupless from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which I think is a really good choice because, as far as I know, everybody that's played that game really likes Dupless and finds him as a memorable character, transforms, it works. That's probably the closest to my personal choice that I would think of. I've never nicknamed Ditto before, but I think if I had to pick, Dupless would probably be my number one. The only like downside is it's not a ghost, but I don't really think that matters, if I'm honest. And then another one that I think is pretty good was Boggart from Harry Potter, the little transforming characters. So the ones I think best are the ones that are really based off of other transforming characters with good names, like Boggart, Dupless, Mystique, and Tack. Those are the ones I think are the best. And then like Likewise, I just think is a really, really good. Like if you're gonna take the route of replica, duplicate, blah 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 blah. Likewise, I think is probably the best out of that category of names. But overall, I think we found a fair bit. And yeah, like it wasn't a bust. There was plenty to talk about. It started off strong, and then afterwards it just didn't exist. So yeah. Provide any and all ideas you have for Ditto nicknames and ideas, and keep the discussion going.